Hello, welcome gamers. It is it's Monday, the 21st of August. Why did I say August? April. It is in fact not August. It is in fact April. This is today's art. It is me next to some spikes, and that is foreshadowing because today's stream is going to have spikes. That's right, guys. All right. Anyway, welcome Stream Elements. Welcome Duck. Welcome Xhag. Welcome Chokerjacks. Welcome True Neutral 68. Yay, spikes. Okay, so what is this image? It is balls, guys. It says balls. Classic. Balls, Guatape, Colombia. Historically a farming village. Okay, well, also welcome Ramu. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the good old godot. It's open. It is now being loaded as we speak. And then I open up Celeste. You know, everyone knows I'm making Celeste. Whoa, this guy developed Celeste. And then we gotta go, you know, usually gotta go to Windows Subsystem for Linux. Gotta attach to tmux. And then gotta check git log. Alright, so what have I done since the last time? Last time I streamed this was on Friday. I believe we ended off the stream with this. Added time spikes. And then I did a thing where I adjusted the existing time spikes that I had, because I think Xhag had an idea that was like, what if you, you know, adjust the spike timing so that there were 4 different timing windows, and then you could create a thing that moves around nicely. So I have adjusted some things, and it in fact does do that. And then I've also updated the handling of the time spikes. So let me show you specifically. This cannot navigate to thing as it has not been found. What the? Is there a merge conflict? We gotta check git status. Any conflicts? There's no conflicts. What is this? Time spikes left. Oh, because I had it open. Okay, I deleted that. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I have open. We go to our world. Oh, I've also moved some things around. Okay, we're gonna go to levels and then world. Welcome old man diabetes. Oh yeah, so true. Spike crown right there. Okay, so go here and go to the world scene. Now, if you remember last time, the issue that I had was that I had to make 4 different scenes for every single spike. And then each one of these, you know, like each different rotation, and I was like, it's kind of annoying that, you know, you can't, you go to your obstacles thing, you can't really rotate these guys because they're scenes. And then like if I wanted to make them have different timings, I would need to like change that stuff. Instead, what I've done is I have created a script, and that script allows me to add the spikes here, and then each one of these has a different color that indicates what the timing is. So this one triggers, you know, earlier, this one triggers later, and we show you what it looks like in this room that I've created for testing. Where is our player right now? Over there. So this is what it looks like. You go here. Well, look at this. We got spikes that are like timed. You could have challenges that involve, you know, climbing along walls, you know, with the spikes. I've added a few things that have that make use of this. Look at this though. Whoa. Well, okay. The timing on this one is a bit tight, but you know, you can do it. So the way I have this done is basically that I have added a script. I go to hazards, and then I preload the scene. There's only one time spike scenes. I don't have it so that I have like 4 different ones for every rotation. I just have one. And then I use the basic existing functionality. I just add it to hazards, the same way I would do for a normal spike. And this will also allow me to rotate things. So I can put this here, right? I can do this. I can also click rotation, and it'll do this. And you're like, how does that work? How does this even work? Good question. On the ready script, I iterate through all the tiles that are in the hazards tile set. And then I have some custom data. Each one of these tiles, this is kind of hacky, but it works for me, is that if I select this, you'll see here that I actually have a custom data layer. And this one, you know, I'm using a vector 3. Basically what this is this is the time duration of the spikes, maximum. This is when the spikes should show up. This is when the spike should go down. You'll notice here, this spike starts at 0.5 seconds and 1 second. This spike starts at 1 second and ends at 1.5 seconds. This one starts at 1.5 and ends at 2. So that means we can have these in a row, and then, you know, this one completes at 0.5, and then this one comes up at 0.5, but then this one goes away, right? And then this one starts at 1, ends at 0.5, etc. Yo, what the heck, Raiders? Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Soy Milk. Let me shout you out. What are you doing? Stream and art. I hope you had a good art stream. Who are you arting specifically? Welcome John Cypher, welcome Tin Fox, welcome 99D9, welcome Wikipara, welcome Auto Magician, and Metro Dweller, and Magnificent, and Agent JFM. Oh, live 2D. Very nice. I hope you rigged many cool things and that it works well. I just started my stream. I'm making a 2D platformer in Godot, and the most recent thing I added was these spikes. And I was kind of just explaining how the spikes work, how I implemented them. We have timed spikes. Now you might hear this if there's any software engineers in the chat. Timed spikes, this is not like, you know, Jira tickets, you're sprint planning, timing your spikes. That's a joke that I have. This is spikes that change based on, you know, what time it is. So let's see, what are we doing here? I was explaining how I have it set up. So we go here. I have a hazards tile set, and then I have the custom property on each of these. And then this one, yeah, this corresponds to like when it goes up and when it goes down. And so if I make these here, I can simply select these, and then I can make like a whole row of them. And then if I test this, you'll see them go up and down in a row. Whoa, isn't that so cool? I've also added a few more frames to it. Now, if you were here last time when I did this, we only had 1 frame for up and 1 frame for down. And so this one, you might notice there's like a little bit of like pop up and then it goes back in. I think it makes it look a bit more dynamic. So you go here. When I'm a spike in, it's spike time, exactly. So spikes raise, it starts off, it goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes back up. Some principles of animation, some overshoot, and then it goes back down, and then it goes up. And then when you lower the spikes, it goes down, and then it goes to nothing, and then it goes to the end position. So it looks, you know, it looks a bit nicer. Welcome Panis as well. And then what? So I have this set up, and then I was explaining how I have it, how the script is working. Let's see, with this one, we get the custom data, and it's a vector 3, and then I instantiate the scene, and then I set the 3 properties, max duration, active at, inactive at, and then I set the position. And then there's like an entire thing you can use to check the rotation of the tile, so then I do that to set the rotation of the spike scene. And then I add it to the obstacles, and then I erase the tile, because if I didn't do that, it would show up. And you don't want that. Okay, so I remove it, and then it's there. Saws, no, we have enough obstacles. Alright, and then, okay, now that I have this working, I've updated some previous levels so that we make use of this. Let's see, where did I add stuff to? I added stuff to, okay, this room here. This room here with the many mushrooms. We had this bonus clover that you could pick up. Now, previously it was like inaccessible, but now that we have time spikes, okay, at this point in the game the player does not have the ability to climb or jump. So let me disable those, simply to demonstrate what the gameplay should be. Yeah, the full map. We got lots of levels. Okay, so we go here. We got mushrooms, mount on the mushrooms. We got falling platforms. Yes, it is in fact a Godot engine. Welcome, Shmup Dog Joe. Okay, this is the cool part. You can bounce on mushrooms to go over. Okay, now the point is you got to go back, right? You can go back. And you fall down. You got to time your fall so that you don't fall on the spikes. And it is slightly tricky, but that's why this is a bonus objective. You can't be going too fast. You go down here. You gotta wait. Gotta wait for the next one. Oh man, it's actually too much. Is it a stream issue or do those extra animations not show up in game? They do show up. It's very subtle. If I didn't have them, you would notice. You don't see that it like pops up a little bit and then it goes back down. You do in fact go. Got that ledge proximity animation. So true. Look at this. Falling off the ledge. As you go. Okay, then you pick up the clover. Okay, that's the bonus objective. I think I've also added it to, let's see, which room? Which one of these? I added some to this room. It doesn't really make much of a difference, but I added it there because I noticed it's kind of boring. And then you go over here, and then, let's see, where else? Where else have I added it? Surely, okay, I've added some here. This one, I mean, this one doesn't really matter that much. But at this point, the player should have the ability to jump. So let me enable that. What if the spikes made a sound every time? I haven't added any sounds to the game yet. I could. Okay, this is simply, it's not even that hard, but it's better than what was there before, which was just 2 spikes in the ground. Welcome, Namington. And they make this jump, right? This jump, simple. Okay, and then where else did I add them? I really enjoy doing this jump. Something about it is just really satisfying. Jumping back and forth. Constant spikes. Yeah, those spikes, they stay there. Alright, and then where else? Where else have I added the spikes? Yeah, this one's fine. Welcome, Zoe. Go here. Okay, this is when the player gets the ledge grab ability. So I will put that there. And then they get this thing, they go over here, they go up. Okay, I've added some spikes to this one. Right there, right? So you gotta time your movements slightly. There used to be no obstacles here, but now there are some. Welcome, Angel Greed. Make any new models lately? That's not really a thing that I do in general, so no. I have not made a model in probably years now. You know, it's slightly tricky. Okay, now you do this. Now we have ledge grab, okay? And then where else? Go up here, you go this way. Over here, you got this stuff. Okay, then you have the ability to climb walls. This is when they get the wall climb ability. And then you go to this room, you go to this room. I think I added some to... Ah yes, the most recent room that we added, this one over here. I've added some here. So now you can test your climbing and avoiding walls. Or sorry, avoiding spikes on walls. You do this, you gotta climb up, you gotta wait for this one, you go up, Go up. Yeah, it's there. It's not that hard, but yeah. Didn't I make a few 3D models? Oh yeah, that is true. But that was a few months though. I did say it's been, no, I said it's been a few years, that's true. I've not made any new 3D models since last time. Maybe someday. Maybe once I'm done with this game, and then I have other, you know, have time to do other stuff. But at the moment, it's all just working on this stuff. Okay, so that's, I think that is the status of where I'm at right now. I've added those spikes. And now we get to design some new levels. So let's see, I want to add a few levels here. Maybe, I'm thinking I can do something with this empty room. It is quite weird that it just goes here and it's empty. I can make it so that this room goes down here, and then you have to like go up here instead. And then you go this way, go down, you climb the wall, and then go this way, right? And then now I'm like, okay, I gotta think of like some climbing challenges that might be interesting to add. There's some aggressive acceleration on the mushroom bounce. It is pretty nice. The mushroom does bounce you up pretty high. I think that's cool. Anyway, it is really fun to just wall climb. Moving blocks to hold onto and time jumps. That is something that I have considered, but it is possibly complicated. Okay, well anyway, this is how you make it through this room. This is the room we spent like an hour on last time. Go here, this is like, oh, what do I do here? This one tests your ability to climb on boxes. Whoa, look at this, you can climb on the box. That's crazy. Mushroom block, they do exist. Perhaps this is the inspiration I need to finish this lame form application. You're making forms? Is it a game? Is it? What if you make a game entirely based around forms? Filling out forms. Anyway, this is cool, right? Okay, so now we get to the level design portion. What are some levels? With the existing functionality I have now, if I don't want to add new things, moving block, you know, maybe I should add moving blocks to hold on to and time jumps. It might be kind of interesting. Is there stamina, hold timer, slide down, grip loss mechanics? There is some slight, if you don't hold it, you go down a little bit. But it's not really too big of a thing. I'm not gonna like design levels based around, you know, having a limited grip. I think it's fine at the moment. Wish I was making a form application game, some manner of home safety hotline. I have seen that game. I don't remember anything about the game, but I do remember that the title of the game is something that I've seen people stream. Welcome Stanley, hope you're having a good day. Alright. So, okay, I could consider maybe adding, you know, these platforms that you could hold on to. You could grab those platforms, perhaps. Now, the issue with that is that all my current logic for wall climbing assumes that you're not moving horizontally. Like, it assumes that the things you're grabbing are entirely stationary. So I would need to change some things, but I do think that would make for some interesting platforming puzzles. So I could try to add that today, maybe. Let's see, okay, if we could check the logic. Let's see, we got the player state. Wall climbing script. And this one's got a bunch of stuff going on. Actually, it's not that complicated. What are the scope production goals? I have no idea. This is honestly the first game that I've made that I would consider a full game and not just a tech demo. So I don't know. The scope, production goal. Production goal is just, I don't know. What is an example of a production goal? we're gonna have levels. There's gonna be no enemies. It's gonna be like maybe 13 rooms for every power-up that you have. So you start off the game, you can't jump. You get some item, it lets you jump. And then you get the ability to ledge grab. And then you get the ability to climb walls. And then there will be one more ability that will be added. It'll be gliding. But we still have to add some challenges for the climbing part of the game, which is where we're at right now. Wow. Also, like, a lot of this art is placeholder. This character will actually be a character and not just some bald guy. Might have like some decorations on the ground, like, you know, some grass, some bushes, maybe some trees, or maybe like cave areas. I don't know. Just at the moment, just kind of, you know, just getting some placeholder stuff in place, design the levels, and then later I can add some real graphics. He hates bald guys. No, my favorite streamer is Northern Lion. He's literally a bald guy. It's literally him. Okay, so do I want to add some wall climbing on platforms today? Some moving platforms. Or we started life as a placeholder art. Maybe this bald guy is going to become the design. I do not think so. I do have plans for what this character is going to be, and it is not a bald guy. But I think, you know, it's good to, you know, to use placeholder graphics in the beginning so that you have a good idea of what animations you'll need. Sorry, this is the wrong one. This is for another game that I tried making in one day and I failed. Let's see, it was this one. We have a lot of animations. We got an idle animation, we got a run animation, jumping, falling, just landed. You might not notice this, but it's a thing that's in the game. Every time you land, there's like a few frames where the character is actually squished. There's some subtle squash and stretch right there. If you pause at the exact right moment, you might notice it. No. This stuff was added as part of the pushing animation, but I felt like it was too much. We had too many frames, so I got rid of these. We got the push animation, got the wall climb animation, wall hang, pancaking. How many FPS? I didn't change it at all, so I would assume it's like 60 as a default. We got a push animation, push low. We got okay, that's the gliding one. This is the when you get an item. This is when you're stepping above a ledge. This is when you die. And then we have ladder climb. This one kind of looks like a dance. I love glide. Let me show you guys what glide looks like. Let's see, we go here. And go to the player. The player has abilities. Let's see, we got this one. This one. And then, okay, so the gliding, what that's gonna look like is if you're in the air, you can hold the jump button to glide slowly. There's like a little upward momentum. So I will probably add some obstacles that require, you know, like going around, strategically like dropping down, etc. But we're not up to that part of the game yet. Glide is my favorite obsolete graphics API. That sounds familiar. Is that a Java thing? What is glide? Glide graphics. What the heck is this? 3D graphics API. I feel like I've heard of this at some point. How do you get the sprites into the game? There is a thing. There's like a plugin for Godot called a sprite wizard. It's actually really convenient. All I have to do, like usually the way you would import these is you would export this as a sprite sheet, right? And then it would have all the frames on them. Since in Sprite you have it so that it's you label your animations, the Sprite wizard, as soon as you change something in here, all you have to do is like click import, and then it will automatically import all the animations with the exact timings and the specific name that you're adding. So if I look at the player sprite, let's see, where's the player? It's here somewhere. Player, yeah, this one. They have a animated sprite 2D, this one, and then you'll note that all of these match the exact names I gave them. They have the exact animation speed. They also have, you know, animation looping set up. So this one, you know, you have it set up so that if it repeats infinitely, this one repeats infinitely. If you don't have it, it'll set the exact duration. So for example, this one is not autoplay. Yeah, it just works. It's really nice. I think it's really cool. I use the same thing as well for what do I have it for? I use the same thing for these entities. Godot does have spreadsheets, but you'll notice here I have everything like on the same sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. Normally you'd have like a separate file for each of these, but then since you can just import them, I just like add a new thing to this. And like these are not meant to play from start to finish. But then if you look at every one of these entities that I have, they're all just like animations from the same Sprite file. So let's see, we have like for example the mushroom, right? This mushroom, we have an animated sprite. It can actually be any of these, but it's only playing the mushroom animation. It has a bounce animation is here as well. It's really nice. Very convenient. So if I wanted to add like a platform, like one of these without spikes on them, oh, I can demonstrate right now. You could be like, whoa, it's so easy. Add a new empty frame. Just copy this one. We'll change this one like this. We paste it here, and then all we got to do is we simply remove the spikes. And then I'll just name this one like, we'll add a new tag. I don't know what to call it. Moving, grabbable, climbable platform. Climbable. Climbable doesn't look like a word. Climbable. Climbable platform. It's not really a platform. It's like a block. I don't know, whatever. Also, welcome Yurchig. It's like having a sprite canvas built. Wait, sprite canvas built in is from the same file. Exactly. Climbable platform. And then I can set the repeat. And then I set the properties. I mean, this doesn't matter. It's only going to play once, but I could do that. And then you'll note that now that the file has changed, if I click on animated sprite 2D at the bottom here, it says source file has changed since the last import. And then I just click import. And then like, whoa, look at this. It's right there. It's literally in the game right now. It's that easy. Okay, so now if I wanted to add a platform, I could duplicate this one, have it be called like moving platform. What do I call it? Climbable, moving climbable platform. Climbable. Right, and then we have this one. This makes me want to try Godot. It's really nice. I did not know Godot like a few months ago. If you look in my YouTube where I have all my VODs, I literally started learning Godot, I think, like 1.5 months ago. When was my first one? Is this one? 1 month ago? The game looked nothing like it does today. It didn't look like that. I think this was the first one where I started on this project. It is a seal. I mean, okay, so it looked, don't play that audio. It looked like this. Made some jumping. The sky looked different. Anyway, very cool. I would recommend learning Godot. It's a bit intimidating at first because there's like all these nodes and all that, but after watching a few videos, I'm like, that makes sense. Everything is logical. Did I use other engine? Am I new to game dev? I feel like I've made some sort of like tech demo type things in the past. You'll notice here, if you're familiar, this is Pico 8. I did try out Pico 8. I tried out some, there's a Rust library called Bevy. I am a professional Rust developer, or I was until they stopped using Rust at my company, but I'm sort of familiar with Bevy, but I haven't really made any like real games with it. Just like some demos. Not even demos, it's just like projects that didn't really do anything. But before this, I think when I was like 13, I tried out RPG Maker. I was very active on RPG Maker forums. I would not say that I made any like real games, but actually the RPG Maker forum that I was on, the person who created itch.io, he was on that same forum. He probably doesn't remember me, but he's a Lefo. He was on that forum. It's called Gaming World. And he eventually went on to create itch.io, a website that we all know and love. So that's cool. I bought RPG Maker 2003 on sale. It wasn't even like purchasable back then. I think you had to like pirate it, and it didn't have like an official English version, which was kind of annoying. Anyway, I made some basic things in that. I think I tried Game Maker when I was a kid as well. But yeah, some Pico 8 stuff that I made. What did I do? What are some Pico 8 things? I made like this rat platformer demo. You're just like a little rat jumping around in the snow. The thing about Pico 8, you have to like implement collision and all that yourself. It doesn't have like any real things built in. So that was kind of annoying, but it was a good learning experience. I thought it was pretty fun. Anyway, we're gonna add this thing. Moving platform. Moving climbable platform. Moving climbable platform. I've done Pygame and Unity 2D. Results were awful, but also hilarious to drink at a game jam, watch the physics recap. I've never done a game jam, but I probably should at some point. I just feel like, because like I've never, I don't have like the experience yet, but I think I'm like pretty close. I think my issue is like with scope, because like I didn't plan on this project being like complicated at all, but then I kept having ideas. It was meant to be just like a very simple, like, you know, 5-minute platformer. But and then I'm like, oh, what if I add this? What if I add crates with mushrooms on them? Oh, what if I added, you know, spikes that time themselves and all that? A lot of stuff has been added. And I think, you know, it's pretty nice. But I'm hoping to finish this game at some point, because at this point I'm like, I keep adding stuff. Okay, so let's see. We're going to import. See, one issue that I have with this, what is it called? This, what am I saying? The entity, the A-Sprite wizard, is that you'll notice that I imported it in the mushroom file, and then I have to do the same thing here. I kind of wish there was a way to share the resources. So there is a way where you import it once, and then Godot has this thing called resources that you can save. Since I've imported it here, I can simply save it as a resource file. And then if I go here, I can save it over this one. And then now I can just drag it to other places, but I note that sometimes you have to like reload the editor to get this to be picked up. And also the A-Sprite wizard doesn't like export it to the resource file. It's just like local to this scene, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I participated in our local one, which was part of a global game jam. The game was mid. I'm glad I was part of it. Finished the project with randos. That's cool. I think like part of it is like the social aspect. It seems like a cool thing because, like, you know, if you have a limited time to work on stuff, you gotta, like, you know, who's gonna work on the graphics? I also don't know about music. I have no music experience. I'm probably just gonna like find some royalty-free like background music somewhere and just put it in the game. I know Pico 8 has its own sound editor, so I could use this for maybe like jump sound effects, like this. You just do this, right? That's like kind of like a jump sound effect. This could be something, I don't know. Oh, this something. Well, what if this was like a power-up? I don't know. Welcome, stream not all. Time spikes are here. Let's go. We got spikes. Okay, so let's see. We got some stuff. This one. Alright, I was talking about resources. Yeah, you can import the resource into other files. So if I did this here, it's loaded. I think I have to reload the file. Let me go to my mushroom file. Let's see, look up Doom MIDI scene. They have a lot of free community-made music. Yeah, there's probably like a lot of good resources. I need to like start finding websites to download stuff from. Kevin MacLeod. Oh, Dova Syndrome as well. A lot of VTubers use Dova Syndrome for music. Pico 8 is awesome. Yeah, I think Pico 8 is what got me into game dev, actually. Well, I mean, this time I was into game dev. Because, like, you know, I like the limitation of it. As my issue, I tried learning Godot, like, before. And I just felt like there was so much stuff that I was like, ah, man, there's like, you know, you gotta consider, you know, graphics and sounds and nodes. And then I like the fact that Pico 8 was very limited. I think this also influenced the way I do pixel art nowadays. You'll notice I'm using the default A-Sprite colors. if I was doing this before Pico 8, I would like manually pick colors and then, you know, do whatever. Now I like specifically stick to palettes that other people have made. And then I just like, if it doesn't work in that palette, then I'm just not trying hard enough. And I think, you know, it's a good mindset. If I were using like Pico 8, they only have like 16 colors. And like that greatly limits you. But then, you know, then you learn techniques. You're like, okay, this color, you know, you can't use this color. What if, you know, what if I do some dithering? What if I do, you know, this stuff? I don't know what this is supposed to be. But imagine that was something. Is Pico 8 the conceptual 8-bit computer platform people make games for? Yes. It is a virtual, it's not a virtual console, what's it called? It's a fantasy console. It's got like arbitrary restrictions that sort of limit the scope of your games. It has like a token limit, you can't like write too much code or else it won't run. It has like artificial CPU limits. And people like make some pretty impressive stuff with it. And I think that's cool. What was I gonna? Okay, we're just gonna go to the mushroom file. This mushroom. It is pretty rad. Actually, like every Saturday I play games on this stream, variety games. There's a lot of good Pico 8 games. There's this guy named like Adam Atomic. I like pretty much all of his games are, well, most of them were made in Pico 8. Last week I played this one. It was actually really nice. The graphics are really nice. You're just a mole digging around. Oh, this is spoilers. This is the end of the game. I didn't realize the save your progress. You know, look at this. You can move stuff around. It's pretty cool. Anyway. So, dude, both times I was at a game jam, I got randomly teamed up with really fast and talented composers. Didn't know that was a usual experience. The music was the only good part of both games I was on. Yeah, I actually looked up how to make music specifically for games because I was like, I don't want to learn like music theory. I just want to, you know, make something that's passable that doesn't sound awful. And then I was like, this feels like a lot of effort. So I don't think I'll be doing that. But maybe at some point. You know, we got a spam bot. believe this. Okay, let's see. Ban. I feel like I haven't gotten a spam button in a while. Welcome L:Q. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's see. What was I doing? Ah, yes, I loaded the seed. We're gonna reload the project because of that resource thing that I mentioned. Alright. We're here. I was gonna add the climbable platform. Where was it? Climbable platform. Moving climbable platform. Okay. So then we change this one. It's going to be this one. And then we can remove the spikes because these don't exist. And then if I go into the script, it's fine, right? Everything here is fine. I can just reuse this exact script. Okay. So then if I go to my test room, I wish there was like a way to like search your open files, because is there? Does anyone know? I wish there was like, you know, you just search, you type world, and then it'll show up in the world. We can manually scroll through them. Okay, so we have this here. And then to add obstacles, Godot has a thing called scene tile maps. So the same way that you would add like tiles in a room, you can add existing scenes as well. And for this one, since this is a new scene, all you gotta do is you just gotta go here and grab this one. And now it's in here. And then you can simply click. Okay, so that should theoretically move around. You'll notice it has spikes on it. That is because I forgot to set the animation. You have to set this to autoplay, because otherwise it'll go to this one by default. Alright, so this is here. So we can I think the current logic that I have, it'll allow you to climb this thing, but the player will not move along with it, because I don't think I've had that programmed in. So let's try adding it here, for example. If I go here, we do get pushed by it. However, I do not, I'm not able to climb. Now that's code that I would need to add. Let's look at our climbing logic. Go to our player script. We go to our, hold on, let me check the collision layers first. So this one, what does it have? It has collision. It has a collision layer that it's part of is one-way platform. Wait, that's weird. That should be, okay, we can set this to be climbable terrain. It is in fact not a one-way platform. Okay, well, there's something here. It's kind of buggy because it's not implemented right, but look, you can kind of hold on to it and then you get stuck on the wall. But I would like to change it so that it works in a way that makes sense. Another raid. Hello raiders. Welcome, Just Covino. Let me shout you out. Were you also doing game dev? Welcome, Cam's Dono. Welcome, Just Covino. Welcome, That Gamer. Welcome, P Gorley. You were in fact doing software and game dev. Also, welcome Hypnotic Fox, I know you. Welcome Camilas, welcome Espresso Cat. What were you doing? What were you gaming? Were you making a game? What was it about? I hope it went well. I'm also making a game. Assuming you were making a game, I am in fact also making a game. Welcome Cairo as well. So right now I'm trying to add platforms that you can climb on. We're doing game dev in Godot. Yo, I'm also doing Godot. Making a Mario Party-like game themed around lifeguarding and beach activities. That sounds fun. I gotta check that out. I hope you did some good work today. What is the scope of your game? How long have you spent on it? It sounds cool though. I think a cool thing, you know, when you're making games, is just make a bunch of like mini games. I considered having like one of my first games be like sort of a WarioWare type game, because it seemed like, you know, you could theoretically limit the scope, and then, you know, every game just has to be self-contained. I think, you know, Mario Party has a sort of similar idea. Just a bunch of mini games. Anyway, this is a platformer. It's got walls you can grab onto. Now I think what I notice here is that I can hold onto the wall if it's moving toward me. It is kind of hard. Okay, I can do that. Like, but as soon as, what the heck? I can push into the other room. If I am not moving, sorry, if the wall is moving away from me, that's when it gets kind of buggy. About 1.5 months into it. Working on minigame 2 right now. Progress is taking longer because of multiplayer. Is online multiplayer? Or is it like local only? I feel like yeah. Multiplayer, that's like its own big can of worms. Have I played Incarceration? I actually have. I played that I think 2 weeks ago. It was very wacky. Let me check my VODs. It was actually the thumbnail of the previous. Here it is. That was 3 weeks ago. Incarceration. Online multiplayer? That sounds like so much work. I would like to at some point make like some kind of online game. Like, you know how web fishing was made in Godot? It's just like a chill experience. You can hang out with your friends and your chat members. I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be cool if I made something like that? Just a chill game. I feel like it would take quite a lot of time. Especially if you want to, like, you know, the issue with like online stuff, you also got to consider like hackers and all that. Because, like, you know, web fishing had a big issue where people would just hack into your lobby, just, you know, make stuff happen that wasn't supposed to. But hopefully it's fine. Anyway, also, if you got a raid and run, feel free. You do not have to stay here. You can go eat food or sleep or whatever. I don't know how long you've been sleeping. Don't know how long you've been streaming today, but you could get some rest. Okay, so what was I doing? I was adding ledge grab logic. Let's see here. Climbing. Let's look at the wall climbing script. What do we got here? Climb status. A lot of stuff going on. Alright, so then the way we decide whether you can climb, I think it's actually I should look at the falling logic. Falling script. It's gonna be rough, shorter stream. 6.5, you consider that a short stream? All of my streams are like 3 hours. Okay, my Saturday streams are 5 hours. That's like the max that I usually do. To think that you consider 6.5 as a short stream, that's crazy. I think some people are just built different, I guess. I don't know, maybe like, I feel like people that stream on Twitch versus YouTube, they do tend to stream longer than usual. Or like longer than people that stream on YouTube. I aim for 6 hours. Lately I've been around 7 to 8. Man, that's a lot of time. I mean, but it's also like productive, right? Because like you're working on a game. Most people, they're just like playing games or like reacting to videos. I think as long as, you know, you find it productive, that's actually really nice. Like, I like doing these streams because then it makes me focused. If I'm like not streaming this, I'm just like watching like YouTube videos. I'm just like watching someone stream. Like, oh, I could be working on this game, but I'm actually just doing other stuff. Just watching YouTube shorts or whatever. 115 hours? What? Do you like sleep? Was it like a subathon or something? That's like 4 days, right? 5 days? 4.5 days, maybe? Wow. I could not imagine streaming more than like maybe like 6 hours. Slept on stream. Your birthday subathon? Well, I hope everyone had a good time there. It's fun. I enjoy watching subathons though. There is something nice about just like, you know, going to bed and waking up and then seeing the person still streaming. You're like, oh, that's nice. And then when they stop doing their subathon, you're like, oh man, I gotta find something else to watch. Can't believe this. Alright, let's look at this climbing logic. So let's see, we got falling. This is where I determine whether you can climb a wall. If player can grab ledges, then you do this. If ledge check is colliding, then you emit wall climbing. Okay, then we go into the wall climbing script. I normally, when I'm coding this stuff, I usually use a Mac, but then I use Windows for streaming purposes. I have like a NeoVim setup there so that, you know, that's my preferred editor. Since I don't have that available on my Windows setup, it is kind of annoying to find files. I feel like the Godot editor lacks a lot of stuff that I would want in an editor. It doesn't even have like rename symbols, which is kind of surprising because it is supported theoretically. I use it in NeoVim and it works for Godot, but in their editor you cannot just like rename variables. Why don't I use VS Code? I don't know, I just gotten used to using Vim, I guess. That is my preferred editor of choice. I mean, I guess I could maybe try. See, the issue is that like I have everything set up in like Windows subsystem for Linux, and then I'm running Godot in Windows, and then all the paths that it exports are like Windows style. So then if I try to use the Godot stuff in NeoVim here, it'll be like, oh, this is not a Unix path. We can't open this stuff. And I think there are workarounds, but it seems really annoying. But whatever, it's fine. So, okay, so we have a wall climbing script. If player is on climbable wall, then what? Then, if you're not on the wall, then you start falling. But I don't consider that the wall can move, right? No, I do. I do have movement slide. Is there like a thing in Godot where like you can attach yourself to walls? Is that just like property I can enable on my character? Let me check the player. Let's see, we got motion mode. It's floating, floor, moving platform. No, this is on leave. I want it to be like on enter, right? Is that like a thing? Godot wall. What is it? Moving wall. Moving wall. Is that a thing? Climb on moving walls. That's the exact thing that I wanted. The feature I'm having trouble with is wall climbing. It currently works by setting velocity, etc. Okay, what's the issue? Create an area 2D, call it climb area. Add a signal to detect when the player has touched it. Store current climb area. Set that node as the current. I guess I could do that. And then if current climb area is there, just adjust your velocity to be equal to the thing that you're climbing. And then in most cases it'll be 0, right? That makes sense. I will consider doing that. All right, so we go to player script. Let's see, player script. And then you just add a variable. Var current climb. See, this is the hard part about programming, is naming variables. Current wall that wall that you are currently climbing. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water. Alright, I've successfully hydrated. Okay, we're gonna call it wall current. Wall. Current wall. This will be a node 2D. And it will be set to none. Now when you're climbing, let's see, if you are on a climbable wall, it's kind of complicated actually. Okay, so the way I have it set up is we have the climb collision. What is this specifically? What is this type? Is there a way to check the type of this thing? Intersect point returns an array of dictionary. It has collider and it has collider ID. Collider is the colliding object. Might have to change a bunch of stuff to get this to work. Gotta think about it. Have to consider what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see. So we have the collisions. If the collisions is empty, if it's not empty, it means you are on a climbable wall. I should return the collision. I should have this thing be get climbable wall. And then this one will just get, so get climbable wall, climbable wall is going to return something. But this one, we'll just do the same thing. And then if this is null, return this thing. If it is, I keep trying to type none because that is Python. If it is null, is not null. Not what is this a thing? Is not null. It's not a thing. Okay, it has to be not is null. Not parentheses is null. No, equals null. What? I guess it would just be like not this. Wait, no, it should return this thing. It is not equal to null. Okay, so then this one will return a collider intersect point. What does this return again? Let me just look up the docs. Godot. Welcome, Captain Krabs. Ahoy to you as well. Okay, let's see. We got a intersect point. Returns an array of dictionary. It has the colliding object. I wish they would tell me what type that is. Is that just a node 2D? I'm going to assume that is a node 2D. Okay, so climb collisions for collision in climb collisions, in limb collisions, in climb collisions. return collision collider. This will be, so this should be a node 2D, I believe. Node 2D. And then if there are no collisions, simply return null. Right. Okay. So now, get climbable wall. Then what? Let me just check that this didn't break anything. Sometimes that just happens. I should probably not test in this room because there's spikes everywhere. Or I should at least remove the spikes. Let's go to the world. Let's go to hazards, remove these. Alright, I'm checking that I can still climb the wall. That works totally fine. Okay, so now we should make sure that what am I trying to do? We're trying to make it so that so that what? Good question, Wolfie. Good question. Let's go to our falling state. No, okay, this one. So if we have a collision, if we are on a climbable wall, we should check that so if vertical offset is 0, then well, first we should set collider. We'll have a variable for collider. It should be a node 2D is equal to collision collider. Okay, so for this one, if vertical offset is 0, that means that is the current wall that we are on. So we should set current wall equal collider. Right? Is that the thing? And then I should also print it. Just for debugging. Okay, so wait, it works, guys, it works. So then if I try to jump on this, oh, it actually works. Okay, so we have set current wall to collider. And then, okay, so and then we go to our wall climbing script. And then what? And then in physics update, we should set if player.current wall and then player.velocity.x should player.velocity should plus equal player.current wall dot velocity. Now it might not have a velocity though, right? So we should check whether it has a velocity. Godot, it's just get, right? Player.current wall dot get property, get velocity. Is there like a default? Godot get property or null? Best way to get a property. Get property of node. Does anyone know? Does anyone? Godot check if node has property. I want to quickly check. If text in, is that a real thing? The in keyword is not documented. No, it is. In. Oh, this is the annoying part. Searching for a common word. In. I just want to check whether it has a property. In. Okay, there it is. Test if this thing is okay. Okay, so we can do player.current wall and velocity in player.current wall. Then player velocity should plus equal player.current wall velocity. Yes. Okay, so we should put this here. Imagine if this just worked. Okay, it crashes. Okay, I spelled velocity wrong. Okay. But imagine if this just worked. Hold on, it is kind of tricky to wait. You see that? Oh, wait, are you seeing this? Okay, no, it kind of, okay, it's a bit buggy. It is in fact very buggy. But I think I just need to add the same logic to other scripts. Now I think instead of getting player current wall, I should put this one, I should have like a get current wall velocity. Right, because then I would have to copy this logic everywhere. So let's see. Let's go to player script. Actually, I don't even need to keep track of the current wall. I just need to keep track of current wall's velocity. Right, so instead of current wall velocity. It'll be vector 2 dot 0. Okay. So then we go to this one. Where's that current logic? It's here. So let's see, current wall velocity. So the vertical offset is 0 and velocity in collider, and current wall velocity is equal to collider dot velocity. I should set this here. This one should be collider velocity if velocity in collider, else velocity 2, sorry, vector 2 dot 0. Right. Yes, okay. So we go back to our previous script. We go back to wall climbing. And in this one, all we got to do is add player.wall current wall velocity. Oh wait, okay, hold on. That's only the y component. You need to add it to everything. Player.velocity plus equal player.current wall velocity. Okay, so then I just need to add this to the ledge grab script as well. Where's that script? We got too many scripts. Okay, we got ledge grab. Okay, so for ledge grab, do this player velocity plus equal player current wall velocity. Player dot move, was it move and slide? All right, let's see if this works. Whoa, guys. Okay, wait, it doesn't work if the wall is moving toward us. But, okay, it is quite buggy, actually. It also pushes us into the next room. But this kind of works. There's some stuff here. It works a little bit. Okay, like that works. That actually surprises me that this works. But then when the wall is moving toward you, it doesn't work. So how do I fix it? Why is that not working? I think I should also make the platform larger. I should maybe make this one like... Move this up. Move this up 4 pixels. And then move this down like here, perhaps. And then we simply just copy this there. We also do that. Okay. That's good. I'm going to update the collider for this. Let's see, where's the platform? Where is that platform? Moving platform, moving climbable platform. Okay, we go here. And then we simply import our changes. Okay, it is larger now, which is good. And then we simply go here, change the collision shape. Wow, it's that easy. Alright, let's see if this works. It is larger now. It is kind of buggy. I'm kind of like doubting whether I should... Wait, this works! Wait, you seen this? Okay, like this kind of works, but also like not really. Sometimes it works. Welcome Nanodan. Yo, do you get unbanned? I was checking yesterday, I was like, why is there no Nanodan stream? And then I checked your I checked your stream and it said you were banned for, I don't even remember what it said, for like not good behavior or something. And then I was like, oh right, because he was streaming that game, Senran Kagura or whatever. Well, glad to see you back. Good to see that the ban was short-lived. 24 hours on Easter Sunday. That's the day that you're supposed to come back. Can't believe this. I have to take Sunday off. Man, what would you have streamed? I always forget what you stream on Sundays. But I was looking forward to it. I was like, oh man. Sorry I had to see that. I tuned in for like 5 seconds and I'm like, I can't be watching this stream. But Hamflo was streaming. I forgot what he was streaming, but I watched that instead. Wario. Oh, you're right. Wario Land 3. It was a good game. Anyway, this game going pretty well. We got climbing. I'm trying to like figure out how to get this physics so like not be messed up. Like this is quite janky. Like collisions in games with moving platforms is usually pretty janky. But like, do I have enough confidence in this to like design a level around? At the moment, no. But maybe. Oh, also I gotta consider if Also gotta consider if you're like against the wall. If you get squished against the wall, it should kill you, right? Man, a lot of stuff to think about. Well, okay, let me try to figure out how to fix this. It's gonna be my Celeste 2. No, there is Celeste 2. Celeste 2 is real. It already exists. It's real. Celeste Classic 2. That's the real Celeste right there. It's the official, it's a real game. Also there's Celeste, they skipped Celeste 3 through 63. They just went from 2 to 64. How can they do that? How can they skip so many games? What the, yeah, right? They added so much stuff. Alright. Let's see here. We have some things. Script. Oh no, player move. Is that why player move and slide is already handled here? I should not have move and slide here. We should have this be at the end. No, we should move and slide. If player is not on climbable wall, emit falling. Should we perhaps subtract some small amount? Maybe. Is that why? Because like we're moving along with the wall. Should we multiply it by 0.99? Do you think that'll do anything? Is that maybe it? No, I don't think that is it. Okay, but like this kind of works though. Look at this. Just like, why is this happening though? Why is that happening? If the wall is moving in our direction, things do not work. Oh, what if I set this in the other script? If I set this in this one, times 0.99, is this valid? It appears to not be valid. How do I make it valid? I should probably just check that thread. Middle left is colliding. Get collider. Direction is not equals vector 2, 0. Direction. Previous position. Okay, they're just determining whether you need to move. Previous position. If middle right is colliding. Okay, so they're just getting collisions. Let's go to our wall climbing script. Alright, so what do? We get the velocity. If player current wall velocity. We get the input vector, we get wall hang, we get this stuff. Update climb status. If you can grab ledges and you are not on climbable wall, ledge grab. Otherwise, fall. If you are not on climbable wall, really makes you think. Really causes me to ponder and consider my actions. Get current wall velocity. I could also just do this off stream. I feel like the goal of this stream was really to make a level instead of just no, because that's the thing though. If I am adding new things, if I wait too long to add these things to the game, I will add the new mechanics and then suddenly I'll be like, oh shoot, I should have added this to like previous levels. And I spent all that time redesigning previous levels when I could have just added it to the original. So let's see. We can do it now to avoid having to do it later. Alright, so let's see. Player velocity. Do I ever set that velocity to 0? Yes. No. Yes, I set it here. Welcome, Hamp. Hope you are doing well. Okay, so we set collider velocity. Okay. What if we simply were to current wall velocity plus equal facing direction. Invalid operand, oh shoot. This one could be velocity.x plus equal facing direction. That is not it. But what if it is it? It's not it. Well, what if it was facing direction times 100? Yeah, math, guys. It's simply math. Wait, that actually fixed it. What the? Why? Why did that fix it? Okay, so it actually works now. That's cool. I can't believe that worked. Okay, but I need to figure out why, because otherwise we have an arbitrary, like, 100 in there, which does not make any sense to me. Love seeing him be all jittery, but he's fixed now. It's actually totally fine. Okay, so this you can also ledge grab on a moving platform. That fixes so much. Proud of it, right? Hey, how do you know it's a him, huh? Could be her. Really makes you think. Okay, we can go to, let's see, ledge grab. It's there. Okay, we can remove this thing. We don't need the times 0.99. Moving platform. We have, this is wall climbing. This thing is here. And that's good. That works perfectly fine. Okay, let's go to the player script. So instead of times 100, we could do times move speed. Wait, that's a good thing to do. Move speed. Yes. Which just happens to be 100, I think. Just coincidentally, move speed is exactly 100, so you know that works out perfectly fine. Now it doesn't look like I'm hard coding constants in here. Not knowing why he's not jittery anymore when climbing is kind of funny. No, it's because I've added some velocity. It's that simple. Whoa, look at that. It's going. Okay, well, that's pretty good. It's actually quite nice. Okay, so now I need to add logic that will kill you if you if you are on a wall and you get squished between two walls. It should kill you. It should in fact kill you. Oh, I could just add like a collider on the inside. That's how I did it with the other thing. No, but this thing pushes you out though. That's a thing. I have the logic added for crates. If a crate falls on you, you die. But then this one, I believe this pushes you into the wall rather than you being pushed into this. Those are really pretty cloud sprites. Thank you. I drew them myself after watching a tutorial. But it was not copied directly. I simply applied the knowledge I had learned from the tutorial. And look at that, they're moving. Okay, I'm going to commit this, but before I do that, I will need to add, I need to save some things. Where's the thing? Moving platform? Moving platform, moving climbable platform. That's what I... Okay, so we go here. We go to the sprite. We save as. This one right here. And then we drag the thing we just saved back right here. We have to reload the project. because for whatever reason it does not work like that. Let's reload the project. It is now reloaded. And now it should work. I copy this one here. Okay. So let's commit this. Git status. Git add entities. Git diff. Okay, what have I changed? I've changed various things. A lot of stuff in here. Is that all? Whoops. Not stage. Entities, levels. Git diff head. Alright, we got the sprite frames, they're there. We've got Atlas textures. We've got movable climbing platform. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna commit this. Add climbable moving platform. Oh, wait, I should make sure it doesn't break anything else. It had better not break existing wall climbing logic. Okay, so this works, this works. It's good. Alright, now I need to add a thing that will kill you if you are in contact with the inside of this thing. So let's see, I can add a... How did I do it with the crate? Let me just copy the crate. Crate.gd. Sorry, crate.scene. That's what I wanted. Crate.scene. Okay, just have an area 2D that is a hazard, and then I have a thing inside. I can just copy this. Let's go to the moving climbable platform and paste it. Alright, so this one, we should then resize it. And so if you are somehow in contact with this inner part, you will die. The question is, does it work? What is this? Oh, I played the scene instead of the world scene. It's not what I meant to do. Okay. So we will grab onto this platform and then wait to see if we die from this. It does kill you. Okay, that's great. Let's go. The platform kills you. That's exactly what I want. I was kind of afraid that it wouldn't do that. Okay, there is some jitter though. I do notice that well, sometimes there is. Yeah, like this. There's some jitter right here. But maybe that's fine. Maybe that's actually totally fine. Okay, so git commits. This thing should add hazard to inside of. Okay, gotta think of a better message for that. Add hazard collider to. What's this thing called? Movable moving platform. Inside to inside of moving platform to interior moving platform interior. Yes, interior. Ah, yes, of course. All right, so now we have a new thing that we can design a level around. Isn't that cool? I could have also added this to previous levels, like when you have the ability to climb on ledges. This could be added to that. Wow. Amazing. It kind of looks like a soda can, doesn't it? The shape of it? It kind of looks like that's like the lid. Oh, I guess soda cans don't have lids. Is that thing still called a lid? I guess it is. No. No, that's a different thing. What? I guess, I mean, I don't know. Soda can top, the top of it. Alright, well that's nice. I could also make this platform bigger though. It could be slightly taller. It doesn't have to be, you know, like this. Could perhaps be... Well, the thing is, you don't want it to be like at the entire top, because then this could possibly overlap with other sprites. Maybe I'll just leave it like this. I think this is fine. I could make it wider though. But then I'm like, is that too wide? Is that too wide though? No, I think this is fine. That's cool though. Okay, so let's see. Let's design some levels. Let's go to the world. We are here now. And then, let's see. And then what? And then what? Good question. Good question. I will have to think about it. Now I'm like, oh man, I could add this like previous levels. I could add this thing like here. It is totally a thing I could add. I could have these platforms move up. I think that's another thing I should add. Currently, the only platforms that I have are platforms that move up and down. Or sorry, that move left and right. I could have this one move vertically. Now, I think I do have that built in already. I just don't have any like things that use it. So let's see. We have this one. We have moving platform. Moving climbable platform. Now actually, the reason why I didn't have moving vertical platforms was because I was kind of afraid of like, if the platform moves up and it hits the wall, it did not kill you because those were one-way platforms. And then I was like, I would then need to add like some invisible marker to tell it where to stop. But given that this platform can kill you, I think it would be totally fine to have these be vertical. Some verticality would be nice. I could also add spikes to the top of it. That is a thing I could consider doing. Because if I want the player to just climb on it, they could otherwise just like go on top. And I would like to prevent that. Or maybe, oh maybe I could have it so that you can't be at the top, because then there are things that can kill you. You have to be on the side. I don't know. Something to consider. Okay, so moving platform. Moving climbable platform. We'll make a new scene that has pretty much this but vertical. Moving climbable platform vertical dot scene. And then from here all we have to do is move this one in here. And then we have to adjust this one so that the target velocity, instead of being 50, 0, is actually 0, 50. Wow. And then it's that simple. All you gotta do then is to go here, go to your obstacles, and then you add a moving platform moving climbable platform vertical to here. Okay, and then you put this here. Now ideally, oh, it's not working. Why is it not working? Good question. I don't know. I do not know. Did I add the wrong one? Okay, yes, I did add the wrong one. Oh, wait, it works. Guys, moving vertical platform just works. Now, this thing should kill you. If you collide with this one, it should kill you. But they also collide with each other. Oh, wow. Wait, why did that happen? Do you see that? Welcome, Felix Sohm. Okay, that's buggy. Okay, so it works going horizontally, but it does not work going vertically. For some reason. Cool platforms, thank you. So why does it not work going vertically? Like, this is fine. But it's like when you try to grab the ledge, that's when it starts freaking out. Also, wait, what is this? Why is that happening? That's not supposed to happen. Oh no. Can't believe this. I can't believe this would happen to me. Okay, we gotta figure that out. A new set of problems has presented itself. Alright, so let's see. Facing direction times move speed. So, if the platform is moving vertically, could this be like an example of maybe the player logic is applied and then the wall is applied, and then maybe like we don't detect there being something there because this thing runs before the other thing? I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Possibly. Really got to think about it. Really have to consider why this is happening. Okay, but that does kill you, which is good. That is what I wanted. The platform does kill you. But the climbing does not work. So this is there. It's moving. It is entirely moving. Maybe I need to check the logic for ledge grab. It's specifically when you're moving from wall climb to ledge grab. So if we go to wall climbing, if the player is on a climbable wall, then you do some tests. If you are on a climbable wall, but then the pixel above you is not a climbable wall, then and then what? Then what? Good question. Then we trigger the ledge grab animation. Now, this one should be, wait, maybe the logic is actually in the ledge grab. Do we ever, so we ledge grab. I'm going to print that we've entered the ledge grab state from here. I'm going to wait for this thing. I'm going to go up here. Okay, so we have triggered ledge grab, and ledge grab is causing us to fall. So maybe the failure in logic is actually in ledge grab here. Okay, so from here, we set the player's velocity to 0. That's fine, right? That's fine. And then we set the player's velocity to the current wall velocity. Oh, we need to check this first, because this is what updates the player state. Is on climbable wall is this. And then if not is on climbable wall, then you do this. Because then at some point the wall velocity is, I think it's 0, right? Let me try this. Oops. Okay, so this one. Wait, what the heck? Alright, well, it's kind of weird. It is not supposed to happen. Well, why is that happening? So the player keeps moving around, but that is different from what it was earlier though. So if you were not on climbable wall, then emit falling. And then, now I kind of don't like that is on climbable wall. Update some things internally. Well, this should be a getter. It's also setting things though. Is strange. Are moving objects interacting one of the trickier things in making games? Exactly. Welcome, Tag Barrel. It is in fact very complicated, especially if they're both moving. But wouldn't it be cool if I figured this out? And then I have like one level that makes use of it? All of this for one level? No, I'm gonna make a lot of use of it, clearly. Okay, so if you are not on climbable wall, then you emit falling. What is the current wall velocity here? Oh, instead of setting it to 0, we should set it to player's current wall velocity, right? Is that what it is? Is that the thing? Player velocity equals current wall velocity? Is that true? No, it should not be plus, it should just be equal to it. I think that's my problem. Is that I'm doing plus equal. It should just be equal. I think. Let's check this. Oh wait. That fixes it. Wait, but then okay, no, that's okay. So there are some things that are slightly janky, but it definitely works better than it did before. And there is an issue where if you go up over there, if this thing collides with the wall or the ceiling, it pushes you down when you should not be grabbing the ledge anymore. So I think this one should also have a check for whether the thing above you is climbable. Okay, we go here. Let's just set this to vector 2.0. Alright, so velocity equals player current wall velocity. You move and slide, and then you should check if no, we should check both. If player dot is on ledge equals player is on climbable wall -1, that is the vertical offset. So let's see, if you are not on climbable wall, you should be falling. If you are on climbable wall, then else if not is on the ledge. No, wait. We should first check if you are on climbable wall. Wait. This one should be equals to if you are on climbable wall and this. So then if not is on ledge, then and then if you're not on ledge, then falling if if player can climb, if player can climb walls. No, if climbing wall climbing. If you can climb walls, then you're climbing. Else, also welcome DX Nomad. Hope you also had a good weekend. Else falling. Yes. I think we don't need this, right? Let's try this. So this one, that one did not do what I thought it would do. If player is on climbable wall, okay, we have this. If you are on ledge, this one. I think this one would need to be after move and slide, right? Is that what it is? Maybe. Okay, that does not do what I thought it would do. It should not be happening. Let's see. Set your velocity to the current wall velocity. Is on ledge. It's if you are on a wall and the spot above you is not a climbable wall. Oh, this should be not. If not, wait, okay, so I think this should work. I had my logic messed up. Okay, so this one. This should then push you. Oh, it works, guys. It actually just works. So if you collide with that, you are no longer grabbing the top of the ledge, which is exactly what I want. And then if you go to the player and you make it so that they cannot climb, then they should fall. Can grab ledges only. So let's see. Whoops, that kills you. That kills you. Okay, so this one though. This one, I would like for this to work. If this goes down. Okay, it is kind of hard to grab this thing as it's moving. Okay, so this should cause you to fall. It works, guys. Can you believe it works? Amazing. Alright, so we have move and slide, we have velocity. If you press move down, you will then move and slide. Yes. Exactly. Is that it? Is that it? This is too simple. There's got to be more to it. There has to be like some obscure bug that I didn't handle. Okay, so go in here, you crash, it does not kill you. This kills you. This way, what was that? Do you see that? Do you see that? You can climb down, you can climb up. Oh wait, but if I press down here, I can't climb down anymore. I knew it could not be that simple. If you're not on ledge, emit wall climbing. Oh, we should check if, we should check this first. Hold on. If you're not on ledge, emit wall climbing. If you're not on ledge, and here we should have this. Var down is what do I name this? If bar move down equals this. If you're not on ledge, hold on. If you are not on ledge and not move down. No, wait. I think we should check this first. Do I want to check this for okay. If you are not on ledge and not move down. If not is on ledge or move down. But then this one though, this one I still want to check if you were on the ledge. This is complicated because there's two conditions I need to check. If you are not on ledge, then this. I'm sure no one is following. Everyone is tuned out. They're like, what is he talking about? If you're not on ledge. If you move down, if you can climb walls. Yes. Then what? What am I doing? If you are on ledge and move down, then no. It's like a matrix. It's like if you are on ledge, if you are not on ledge, you should always do this, right? And then it should just be returned. And then this should be its own thing. If you have press move down, then this implies you are not on a ledge right now. So it should just work. Oh, welcome Raiders. Hello. Transcoder Gen. What were you doing? Were you also coding, perhaps? A game, maybe? Music, that's totally different from what I was expecting. Were you making music for a game, maybe? I don't know. Welcome, Fiera. Hope you're doing well. I hope your stream went well. Transcoder Gen. I'm trying to figure out some bugs in my climbing logic here. Messing around. Normally I do game jams. Do you make your own music for your games as well? I would like to get into that at some point, but music seems like it's so hard. There's like so much stuff you gotta think about. But yeah, I'm trying to fix some bugs. Okay, so this is if you are on ledge, then if you're not on ledge, then you emit the falling animation. If you were on this, then if you have pressed move down, it's a different skill, right? Did you know music before you did game dev? Because I know some people, they learn music specifically for their game dev projects. But you know, you got people that, you know, maybe they learn music as a kid. Maybe they know various things about music theory. I'm working on a platformer. It's a platformer that has climbing and jumping. We have some moving obstacles. We got ladders. We've got ledge grabs, falling platforms. I'm having a good time so far. Played piano for most of my life. That would help. I feel like, you know, learning music, I kind of wish that my parents made me do it as a kid. As you know, when you get older, there's less opportunity. You have more responsibilities, you know? Gotta do work. You gotta, like, study for school and all that. But what was I doing as a kid? Nothing. I was just, like, playing around on the playground. If I learned music, I could be using that in this game, even. But I don't know music. Anyway, I'm gonna drink water. It is, in fact, 7 p.m. Perfect time to drink some water. Alright. Like the mushrooms, thank you. I'm a fan of, like, I'm a fan of how I animated them. They look very, I don't know, springy. Is that a word? We also have mushrooms on crates. If you take a look at this, we have crates you can push around. They have mushrooms on them. Such as, for example, I think this one's pretty cool. Look at this one. You can push crates that have mushrooms on them, and then those mushrooms will push other things that are in the way. I just thought of that, like, by accident one day. I was like, yo, what if I put mushrooms on crates? You can push crates, but you can't push mushrooms. But what if you could? And now you can. Alright, so we're trying to debug why this isn't working. So why can we not climb down when we are on a moving platform? Is it because I need to apply this check after? Is that what it is? Okay, so let's check this one. This one should still work. Okay, that still works. So once you're here, wait, did I fix it by accident? No, it does not work. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you can climb down when you're on this. Oh wait, you can do it if the platform's moving up. If the platform is moving down and you try to go down, I think it doesn't let you do it. Maybe because you move down 1 pixel, and then, yeah, then you're still in contact with the ledge. Really makes you think. Really makes me think. It got stuck when I was on the top ledge, or the top edge. Welcome, cat pots. Yes, I mean this one, like if I press down here, it doesn't work. But I think it's because I'm trying to go down and then the platform's also going down. When it's going up, I can go down. Like this one, I'm pressing down, nothing happened. Now the platform's going up, now it works. If I do this, it doesn't. So maybe I need to, like, if the platform's moving down, I should move down at maybe twice the speed. I think that's what the issue is. We need to check the velocity of the wall. If player.velocity. Oh wait, I'm just setting the Y position to +1. Wait, I'm setting the player's position to 1 lower. Now, instead of being 1, it should be plus climb player dot current. Hold on, wait. +1 if player dot current wall velocity is if it is less than, sorry, so if the wall is moving down, we should move down more. So then if velocity is less than 0, that means we should move at 1, else move 2, maybe. Sorry, velocity.y, I think. I think that's the situation. Okay, so now, no, it doesn't work. Maybe it should be, hold on, player position y, player velocity y. Hold on, if the wall is going, oh, it should be the other way. If the wall is going down, no, that's not it. Dude, what? So player has moved and slided. They are now aligned with the wall. What if I just set this to 5? Just to test whether this does anything. It doesn't work. So that is obviously not the correct thing. Alright, player's position is +1. If the wall is moving upward, that's fine. If the wall is moving downward, then what? Oh, I think it might be because the player's velocity gets to reset after the move and slide. If I try setting the player's velocity again, does that do anything? Is that anything? It does not do what I think it does. That is not it. Player can climb walls. Position.y +1 if the wall is moving upward. Otherwise, what if I set this to player.current wall velocity.y? Doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Okay, what if I just set this to +10 just for testing? If it is +10, it still doesn't work. Wait, why is it still doesn't work? It works when I'm on this wall. It sets me down 10 pixels. It works when I'm on a horizontally moving one. It is only the vertically moving ones that doesn't work. Okay, that works. But not when the platform is moving up. But why? Why is that? Good question. I do not know the answer. I have no idea. Do I need to recalculate the climbable wall? Is that it? Is that is that a thing? Bar A? Does not work. Welcome Handflow. Why doesn't it work? Why does it not work though? If action just pressed, move down. Is it because I have just pressed? Is that what the issue is? Because when you move down, you're like holding the button and it moves you down 1 pixel. Okay, but that's not, that's not it. Go up. You cannot go down. That is not it. Wait, can we even jump? Is that a thing? Can we even jump if we're on here? You can't. Oh, you can also cannot jump. Wait, but sometimes you can jump. But if you're here, you can jump. If you're on a horizontally moving one, you can jump. If you're on a vertically moving one, you cannot jump. Why? If we are on ledge, if you are not on ledge, then emit this stuff, and then you return. Is that what's breaking it? So if you're not on a ledge, you revert to wall climbing. But maybe we need to recalculate after having moved? Is that what it is? Move and slide, and then you do this again. And then you don't do this here. Is that anything? Is any of this even anything? Wait, what did you see that? What was that? What was that? Okay, so if you, okay, so now pressing down works. Pressing down works. Pressing up also works. Did that fix everything? I think that's all it was. I think that's it. Maybe. Interesting. Okay, so now it's going down. You can still go down. You can still go up. It's going up. You can still, okay. So that's what fixed it. It was the fact that we had to recheck after moving whether you are on the climbable wall. Should I put this? Should that be at the end, though? Is that perhaps at the end? It does feel strange that I'm checking this twice. Making a list and checking it twice. If player is on climbable wall, you set the velocity to the wall's velocity, and then you move. And then you set it again. Well, I guess I don't need to set it there. I could just do this. Yeah, what's he doing? What's he doing? Is on ledge. Okay, so we don't really need this variable. We can simply do this. If not player is on wall. If player is on climbable wall and not player, wait, no, wait, what? If player is on climbable, okay, so this is, okay, maybe it's fine. Maybe the previous condition is fine, it makes sense. Okay, and then this one. Yes, that is totally fine. is working well. I think, okay. Oh, wait, why did that happen? This. Why does that happen? When the thing hits the floor, we drop. That is not intentional. And why did that happen? Why are these things happening? It's because maybe the platform is... Wait, okay, if we're not ledge grabbing, but we're simply holding onto the wall. Okay, but that's not what I should probably remove the horizontal moving one. It's kind of messing me up. Okay, so this. So this one, okay, so you stay on it if you're grabbing, but then if you're ledge grabbing, it doesn't work. Now, why is that? If you are not on ledge, I don't know. Alright, so the player is on climbable wall. You set the velocity to current velocity. And then you move. But maybe you don't do that. Maybe the move and slide goes at the end. And then when you emit, you should be returning. You should not be moving nor sliding. You should be doing none of those things. Maybe. I hope that doesn't break everything. Sometimes up. Okay, it's not. Oh, okay. That's not what you want. That in fact broke a lot of things. That is in fact not what I want. Okay, but then we could put this one here. And put this logic back here. And then what? Player is on climbable wall. If you are on the ledge, then emit this if you can climb walls. Otherwise, you're falling. Now, when do we normally fall? Is that if we somehow enter the wall climbing state, wallclimbing.gd. So you enter the state, update climb status. You set velocity to 0. And then what? Do we then throw in a move and slide here? No, because then your velocity is set to 0. Wait, why do I set it to 0? I set it to 0, and then we do another check whether the player is on climbable wall. It's because if the platform is moving down, you are no longer there. I don't know, man. I could probably figure this out off stream. This is kind of like a niche scenario that probably doesn't matter half the time. But like, what if it does matter? Input state transition movement. Welcome push toy. Wait, what do you mean by this? Input state transition and then move. So that means I should process these. I should only apply movement after I've processed input. But then like this one though, I want to not, like this move down should only apply if you're not on the, if you're, what am I saying? If you are, I don't know what I'm saying. I should maybe just, okay, so movement should go last. Yes, we have determined that. This one, move and slide should be at the end. It's because I'm possibly doing move and slide twice in the same physics update, which maybe causes some strange issues. And then what? Wait, I should probably commit this first, because I do have something that sort of works. I might mess everything up. I should commit this, just so that I don't break this later. We have something in a somewhat working state. The only issue is that when it hits the floor, you just drop. I'll put a to-do here. When downward moving platform hits the floor, character drops. All right. On track file. Oh, that is a new thing that I added. Git and entities. Diff. All right, what did I change? Vertical moving platform. Okay, that's fine. Add vertically moving platform. Okay. We need to figure out why this is breaking. So you are on the ledge. If you are on a climbable wall, and the wall and the pixel above you is not climbable, then you are no longer on a ledge. And then, well, this should be if you're on a wall but not on a ledge, right? So this should be, wait, but that implies that's already there. So what if I just add this here? This is getting quite messy. Okay, so this still works. Is this one? Wait, okay, I was kind of hoping that would still work. It does not work. That does not fix it. All right, so let's see. You check whether you're on a climbable wall, and then you set the velocity to that wall, and then I should also add a to-do, because I don't like that the is function is actually setting some state. Okay. So let's see. Why is that happening? So it's like when the thing is when the platform moves down, when it goes between moving down and moving up, that means the wall's velocity. Let me print out player's velocity. So let's see. We're here. Your velocity is there. And then what? And then it gets set, your vertical velocity gets set to 0. So there is some moment where the velocity of the wall is 0. But that's fine, because shouldn't that then just... Why would that cause us to fall? That's the question. If your velocity is set to 0, this one should keep you in the current position. And then if you're not on ledge, then you're climbing. Wait, I should check. So we go to we're here. Let's go to wall climbing. Let's print climb. Let's print out that we're climbing. Because I'm pretty sure we are entering the climbing state. Once it hits the floor, oops. We're climbing. Okay, we're climbing. We hit the floor. It goes climbing twice. Why does it go to climbing state twice? Why? It goes to climbing. And then we check whether we set your velocity to this. We set your velocity y to 0. And then what? And then we update your climb status. We then check again whether you can climb. I mean, I could perhaps, if previous state path, this feels very hacky. If your previous state path was wall climbing. Wait, when do I check this? Previous state path equals, okay. So if it equals ledge grab, what if we only check this if your previous state was not ledge grab? That feels like maybe not something that I want to do, but it works. But then we also enter we enter some other state for 1 frame. You see that it flickers for 1 frame. I think we enter the falling state for 1 frame. Is that what it is? Let me make sure it doesn't break this stuff as well. Okay, so this is fine. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so hold on. So we only update climb status there. When do we play climbing animation? We go player sprite play, wall hang if equals approximately, direction y is 0, else wall climb. Right, I mean, that's fine. Is that fine? What state does the player enter? If I just go to my state machine, we can print out all the states. Derived states is complicated. It is. There's a lot of complexities. Here, we're gonna print target state path. Okay, this will have every state. Oops. Okay, so we're here. We're here. Okay, so we go from ledge grab. Wait, you see that? It is flickering between ledge grab and wall climbing. A lot. That is maybe not what I want. I don't know why that's happening. If I try using explicit named states, what do you mean by this? What does that mean? So let's see, we go to the, what state was I in? I was in the ledge grab. I don't know, states are pretty complicated. I feel like I'm not possibly using some of these states correctly. I do have like a pushing animation, but that is like being done in the run state. Having something to represent the state like in enumeration. Yes. Well, currently the way I have it set up is that the player has it has a nested what's the word for it? Nested states in the state machine, and then it'll set the current state to one of these scripts. Now, I think the current way that it's done, I think this is not really so much related to the issue that I'm running into, but how do I do it? I think at the moment it's just like a string. We just have like constants that are strings somewhere. Where do I actually set this state? I have like a player state that extends state somewhere. Where's player? Player state. This one. So I believe these are just names of nodes. I did think it would be nice to have these be enumerations instead. But for whatever reason, this is how I chose to do it. But anyway, this is not so much related. So let's see, why are we transitioning between ledge grab and climbing state so much? So we go to wall climb. If player can grab ledges, player's not on climbable wall. And then we emit ledge grab. Do I maybe need to add some logic to... Okay, so we had this. Do I need maybe to apply the same thing to the other state? Would that possibly fix it? It does feel kind of hacky. Previous state path. Wait, but this doesn't matter. This thing doesn't even matter. Let's see. So we enter this state. We enter the ledge grab state, and then immediately after, we enter the climbing state, and that is because of this, I think. So we're constantly like on the edge and also not on the edge. Or sorry, the ledge. They're very similar words. Oops. Also that happens for some reason. Okay, I really need to get rid of that horizontally moving one. It is making me waste a lot of time. Let's see, what is there? There is the world. Let us delete this one. Okay. I could also probably add a wall to make this one a bit more, so I don't have to wait as long. No, it's fine, you know, it's fine. Okay, so let's see. Well, I mean, maybe that's fine. It's like, it's barely noticeable. So you might see it flicker for like 1 frame. Sometimes, but not always. And like, I think that's probably good enough. Well, I'm like, okay. Like, it does kind of bother me though. It does bother me. Welcome, Brooke. But that's fine. That's, you know, I think that's fine. Or is the issue, maybe the issue is that when I change states, when I'm going between ledge grab and climbing, do I not? Oh, I don't return. Wait, that's fine though. The climb status finished a mid. There should be if I've changed. I hope your weekend was good as well. I should be returning here. Because maybe it changes states and then like it still does like the rest of the logic. Oh wait, but it's at the end though. Well, okay, let me just try this. Mini terrarium jar, that's nice. Do you have any bugs in it? Did you put worms in it? Wait, did that fix it? I need to print out the states. Let's go to the player state. Just the plants. Then how are they gonna get their nutrients? I don't actually know how terrariums work. There's probably some logic there. Okay, print target state path. Okay, so let's see if this fixes it. Okay, it's not fixing. Goes between ledge grab, wall climb. It is constantly switching. For some strange reason. But why? But why is it doing that? Simply watering the plants, letting them grow, that, you know, that's good. That sounds quite good, actually. I hope those plants live for a very long time. Possibly forever. What if your plants outlive you? What if they live for hundreds of years? Because that is, they were raised so well. Imagine that. Okay, let's see. We got wall climb. Well, okay, these ones we don't actually. I think the return doesn't do anything, right? Because it will not go through these things. I think, you know, this is fine. I can figure this out some other time. So what do we got here? What have we changed? We have changed some things. Where's that one to-do statement that I have not addressed? Wall climbing or ledge grab? Okay, so this one is not a thing anymore. Okay, fix issue where player drops when platform velocity changes to 0. Fix issue. Fix player dropping when platform velocity. Yeah, that's probably fine. Sometimes I worry that my commit messages are too long. I think that's a decent length. These should be like 72 characters or something. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so we have this working. Kind of works. Wait, what? Okay, that stuff though. That thing right there. That, I don't want that to happen. How do I stop that from happening? Okay, so if you hold the up button while the platform is like that, you start falling. Is that falling though, or is that simply... That looks to me like falling. If you hold up, so there is still an issue to do. When holding up on... Wait, but who's gonna do that? Is this really an issue I should be concerning myself with? This is such a... Well, I mean... It's gonna bother me if I don't fix this. But like really, who's gonna be holding the up button when they're already at the top of the land, right? No one. They would never do that. But I should fix it. When holding up on platform that is moving, that has just started moving up, player switches between falling state, switches to falling state. Is that what's happening? So pressing up only, sorry, that is an issue in climbing, not specifically in ledge grab. So if we go to wall climbing, we check whether you have held the up button. If input, let's see, if input direction dot y is this. Well, we set the velocity. We also set the current wall velocity. Is it that doing that causes you to be above the wall? Oh, maybe it's because the platform has started moving up and then its velocity is higher than what it has actually moved. And then suddenly the player finds themselves above the platform, perhaps? That could maybe be the issue. So player velocity y should never... They should never exceed the current wall that they're grabbing. Maybe that's what's causing the issue. Player velocity y. They should not be placed above the thing. But then, like, why does that not count for when they're like doing this though? They don't enter fallen, they just go straight to ledge grab. But then for this one, oops. For this one it does. This one they definitely enter fallen. Alright, so when do they enter fallen? And they enter falling if player is not on a climbable wall. Why would they not be on a climbable wall? Right, because it's like they've moved and then suddenly they are above the wall. I see. But when does this go to ledge grab? Okay, this one, if you are on climbable wall and you can grab ledges and the thing above you is that, then a ledge grab. So this means you are not on a climbable wall. Man, why is it so complicated? Why'd they have to go make things so complicated? Classic song from the 90s. Was it from the 90s or the 2000s? I think it was from the 90s. Velocity Y. Input direction Y. Climb speed. Then you move and slide. Player velocity. I don't know. Does anyone even know things nowadays? Does anyone not know things nowadays? So player is on wall. Then so that means they're not on a climbable wall at some point. At some point they stop being on a climbable wall. But why? Oh, this one maybe if... Wait a second. I should check if the players... Wait, this is what's doing the check though. So this is after they've moved. It's so complicated. I mean, this stuff is there. And that is there, this one. Going. Wait, but why? Wait, that's happening even when it's going down, though. Okay, so maybe this is more of an issue than I thought. So if you jump and you land on it, and then you hold up, it does that. So why does that happen? Why is that happening? The player velocity. Maybe this is why I didn't want to add vertically moving platforms, because it complicates a lot. Oh, wait a second. What if this velocity Y should not be set to 0? This should be if player dot current wall velocity is, well, maybe we should set this instead of to 0, should be set to this. No, that is still, that appears to still be the same thing. That did not help. Okay, oops. Alright, whatever, you know, it probably doesn't matter. I haven't designed a single level today. Isn't that wild? I said I was gonna add some time spike levels. I was gonna add, you know, and then I got into adding this stuff. But maybe that's fine, because now that I have this mostly implemented, it will give me some things I can add to the next levels. And I think that's quite good. That is, in fact, quite nice. I just really hope it didn't break anything else. What's wrong with the vertical platforms? This is edge case where if you hold up when you're already on this platform, it does that sometimes. But not always. It's like when the platform is moving between going down and going up, I think holding up causes you to like move up slightly and then like you're suddenly like above the ledge and then it causes you to fall. But then you grab the ledge immediately and then it goes into this loop. But then also if you hold up while you're jumping, sometimes that happens. But not always. Like that happens. This is happening. And like while it doesn't really change the behavior, it does look kind of weird. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. So let's see, we run this status, falling. He jumps up short when it's moving up. It's actually a fall. I believe it is. I guess it would be a very similar looking animation. Wait, is it a fall? No, it's is that a jump or a fall? I believe it's a fall. Yeah, that is the start of the fall animation. Jump would have both hands would be up. I think. Yeah. Alright, so how do I stop that? Player is on climbable wall. Emit fall. If you're not on climbable wall, but then this may happen if the wall velocity, I think maybe the issue is that the player velocity is applied and then the wall velocity is calculated. Because I think we process the player before we process the wall. Well, what if there's like a way to set the priority, right? What if I increase the priority of this guy? There's like a physics thing, some kind of physics priority somewhere. How do I set that? Physics material, disable collisions, ordering, node process, is that it? Physics interpolation, physics priority, what does that do? Node execution order of process. Nodes whose priority value is lower call their process callbacks first. Physics priority. How do I... Hold on, what is this? Similar to process priority, but for notifications physics process. What is the default physics? If I set this to -1, then maybe this gets handled before the player? No, never mind. It did not fix it. What if I set it to 1? What if I set this to 1? Okay. Wait, that fixed it. What the heck? That fixed it. Wait, wait a second. Why did that fix it? Okay, so that was the issue, turns out. Now I want to check whether the player is still constantly moving between states. Welcome, Sheriff Pumpkin. Alright, so let's print out target state path. Alright, so this is fine. So if we hold the up button, it actually fixed everything. Okay, so we no longer keep switching between states. That's actually really nice. Okay, well now I know. I've never had to update that value before. Physics process priority. Now we know. Okay. That's all. That's all that fixed it. Fix issue. Wait, I gotta check also if it fixes the issue where when you jump and you land and you hold up. Hold on. Oh, wait, this thing also doesn't reset. I need to add. That should be its own commit. That should be an entirely separate thing. But I should make sure to also add reset to this. Okay, so if you jump. Okay, so that also. No, it doesn't. It did not fix that. That thing was not fixed. But I feel like people are probably not going to be doing this as often as the other thing that I fixed. Like, this is fixed, but... And I think that is only... Okay, never mind. Why is that happening? Why did that happen? Oh, no. It seems like you get a lot higher up if the platform is moving downwards. I don't know. Is that true? Is that for true? I mean, well, okay, we fixed one issue. I think the other issues are fairly minor. With holding up when platform hits ground. Fix issue with state. I don't know how to describe this issue. Okay, then we also need to add a reset to this guy. So that it resets when we reset the room. Oh, it's gone, guys. It is gone. Why is it gone? Excuse me. Oh, because it doesn't have a reset method. No, it does. Moving climbable platform. It does have reset. But why? It just disappears. Why did that happen? What? Child reset. Did I not set... Wait. Initial position is global position. Position. Did I made the same issue. This should just be position. Right? I had that as an issue before. Okay, that fixed it. Good. I figured it out. Okay, anyway, that's gonna be it for today though. I've accomplished some things. I will add this to some levels. Fix issue with vertical platform not resetting. Alright. I'm gonna wait until this is synchronized to my main computer. And then I will end the stream. Alright, git log. We're gonna wait several seconds. I don't know how long it takes to synchronize everything. I could probably go into the menu and click synchronize now, but I don't want to do that. I'm still waiting. It is still synchronizing, I think. It's still going. Maybe because it's synchronized recently. Let me check the status. It appears to have synchronized. Okay, it is now synchronized. I will now end the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. I have added a new thing to the game. And we'll find out what day it is and who to raid. Okay. Let's go to that outro screen. Ooh, big word day. Keep off the grass day right after 420. Keep off the grass day. Easter Monday. Hemp day. Alex day. Kindergarten day. Pet CBD day. Surprise drug test day. Oh, it's tea day. That's a good one. Tuna rights day. Dingus day. I thought that said festival of Radon. Yo, the Radon festival. Let's do... Ooh, thank you for Libraries Day. Let's do National Tea Day. National Tea Day raid. You could perhaps post the water emote and then like a tea cup or something. Possibly. Okay, who am I gonna raid? Who is streaming? I will send you to someone. Someone who is streaming. What if I look for software and game development, huh? What if I do that? Software and game development. Is anyone here streaming in the software and game development category? Oh, I'm streaming. There's this guy named Walfus. Okay, maybe not. There's a lot of people that are not VTubers. There's some VTubers. Well, you know, I don't know them though. What if they're weird? Okay, what if I'm gonna send you to Jovally, who is playing Minesweeper / raid Jovally. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will be back on Wednesday with web fishing. And then Friday we got some more game dev, and then Saturday we got variety. You already know. And that's it. That is all. I will continue adding things to my game. I'm still surprised someone gifted a tier 3 for her channel to a random person and it hit you. Wow. Congrats. Does anyone do tier 3 subs? Does anyone here even purchase tier 3 subs or anything? Anyone? I kind of don't see the point. I mean, unless you just want to send them like a lot of money. In which case, like, why don't you just send them like you know, a donation, right? I don't know. Did wants to support some. I guess they do get more of the money. And if they have like really good tier 2 and tier 3 emotes, maybe. But even then, like, I don't know. Anyway, the raid's gone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.